Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Easy English Learning. In today's English class, we are going to read our next poem of literature, that is Sea Fever. It's written by John Masefield. He was an English poet and writer, and he was the Poet Laureate of England from 1930 to 1967. He is famous for his children's novels The Midnight Fog and The Box of Delights. He has also written several poems, of which The Everlasting Mercy and Sea Fever are widely read. That is in our syllabus also, Sea Fever. Here, the speaker is a sailor who has a deep love for the sea. And in the poem, the speaker, who is the poet, who is now on the shore, he feels that sea is calling him. There is a powerful call of the sea, and this call which he cannot resist. The call is like that, he is feeling that he has to go on the sea. He cannot resist that call. Let's read the poem. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky. And all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. And the wheels kick, and the wind's song, and the white sails shaking, and the grey mist on the sea's face, and a grey dawn breaking. It's a very beautiful poem written by John Masefield, and there are so beautifully he has used figure of speech in his poem. Here, in the first stanza, the poet is telling us that he's a sailor and he really enjoys the loneliness and the quiet environment of the sea. In the poem Sea Fever, he expresses his desire for sailing once again in the quiet sea. He's really missing those days when he used to sail on the quiet sea, under the quiet sky. He expresses his desire for the need of a well built ship to sail. He really wants a well built ship to sail and a star to steer her by. Here, you can see that this line, I must go down to the seas again, is repeatedly used in all the three stanzas. Here, he has used this poem repeatedly to show, to put stress on that he has a very strong desire to go to the sea. That sea is calling to him and he cannot resist. He cannot say no to that call. He's saying that the sea is lonely and the sky is lonely. Here he has shown that the sky is lonely, the sea is lonely. Both sky and sea, they are lonely. And to go on the sea, he's saying that what he needs a tall ship. He needs a well built ship. He's just asking for that. And a star to steer her by. A star to steer her by means it's a north star that helps sailors to direct their ships as it is always in the north. There's a star in the north which gives directions to the sailors so that they can see that either they are going in the right direction. So it's the star which shows directions to the sailors. So he just need a well-built ship, a tall ship, and a star to give directions to him. And the wheels kick, and the wind's song, and the white sail shaking. Now, what else is saying that? He wants his adventure to begin, and each day he's feeling that he should go to the sea. Here, the wheels kick. Wheels kick means sudden turning back of the ship's steering wheel. He's imagining himself that when he'll go to the sea, he will really enjoy that moving of that steering wheel of the ship. He will really enjoy that. And the wind song. Now he's saying that when he will be on the sea, he will really enjoy, he will really feel the beauty of the wind song, the song of the wind. When he will sail in the ship, the wind will appear as if it is the song of the wind. That's why he said. And the white shaking. White sails shaking means, and the cloth. You can see in the picture also that is sail. And when the wind will blow, it will shake. the sail will shake and he will really feel happy on seeing that. On going back, he's a sailor, the poet is a sailor, and when he will go back to the sea, he will feel really happy and he want all these things to go back to the sea again. And a grey mist on the sea's face and a grey dawn breaking. Here, the poet is saying that a grey mist on the sea's face. Mist is what? It's like fog, dewdrops we can see on the leaves in the morning, in the winter time we can see. So he's saying that on the sea's face, just because of the waves of the sea, he will be able to see little grey mist on the sea's face. He will be able to see that beautiful sea having grey mist on its face and a grey dawn breaking. Dawn means the time when the sun is about to rise, the time when the night ends and the sun rises, the time between that is called dawn. So he's saying that, and what else he will need? He will need a grey dawn breaking, means when the sky that starts to turning from black to grey and to move to the day. So he will see that. He will see the dawn. The sun appears in the sky. He will see that. So he is imagining all these things, that what he needs to go back to the sea, and when he will be going back to the sea, what he will see there. He will see, he will need a tall ship. He will see a star there to give directions to him. He will be using the steering of the wheel of the ship, and he would be listening to the wind song. He would be the sail, it would be shaking, white sail shaking, and he will see grey mist on the sea's face, and he will see the sun rising, dawn breaking. Okay, the next stanza: I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day, that with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray, and the blown spew, and the seagulls crying. Now, in the second stanza, the poet is appealing to all our five senses. He is saying that, I must go down to the sea again. He's telling us that, I'm having strong desire to go back to sea again. He's saying that he has given very beautiful description to allow us, so that we can feel that we are listening to the seagulls crying, we are watching the white clouds flying, we are feeling the coldness of a windy day. How much sometimes we feel cold when it is a windy day, when the wind is blowing, and the saltiness of the flung spray and the blown spew. It means that when the sea water uh, it is sprayed, it is salty in nature. So we can feel that saltiness in us, on our tongue and on our nose. It's like that. So the poet is emphasizing uh, on its reader to feel all these through its senses. He is repeating the word call again, and he's saying that I must go down to the seas again. He's saying that I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide. He's saying that the tide is calling me, means the wind is calling to me. I must go down to the seas again. Is a wild call. He's saying it to a wild call, means a call that he cannot resist. It's like a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And it is a call like this that which he cannot say no to. It means that denied means it is so strong and compelling that it has to be obeyed. The poet is having that feeling, the speaker is having that feeling that I cannot deny this voice, this call, I have to go to the sea again. And all I ask is a windy day. Now he's saying that, I just want a windy day, with the white clouds flying and the flung spray and the blown spume and the seagulls crying. And what he says that, I want to go back to the sea again. And what I want a windy day. When the wind is blowing, it would be beautiful if the wind is blowing. With the white clouds flying, I want to see the white clouds flying. I want to watch those white clouds flying. And the flung spray and the blown spume. I want flung is the second form of fling, that he's saying that when the waves will crush on the shore, so there would be spray would be flying. I want to see that. And the blown spume means form. It would make some form when the waves would be they would be in a hurry, so I could see that form on the shore. I want to see all these things. And the seagulls crying. Seagulls, it's like a bird you can see in the picture, which is white in color, having gray feathers. It's like that bird. So I want to see those seagulls crying. So he's saying that I want to feel all the nature when I will go back to the sea again. He's saying that it's nature's, is sea's wild call, I cannot resist, and he has to go back to the sea again for the call of the running tide. Running tide means the current of the waves of the sea. He's saying that those waves, those current, those tide is calling to me, that I have to go back to the sea again. So, next stanza. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long streak is over. Now, in the third stanza, the poet is again starting with this line, that I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life. Gypsy, these are the people who wander from one place to another. These are those people who wander from one place to another. So he's saying that I want to go back to that life again. Vagrant. Vagrant means wandering, traveling. Means those people who kept on traveling. Those are gypsies. Gypsy means to travel from one place to another. Ki people who are always traveling from one place to another. I want to go back to that beautiful life of a gypsy. I want to go back to that life again, to the girl's way and the wheel's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. Now, here the poet is saying that the girl's way and the wheel's way. It means that both the seagull and the whale are creatures of the sea. The poet wants to show us that he wants to go on the sea's way, where he could see the seagulls and the whales. Where he could see the seagulls and the whales. He wants to see that life. Where the wind's like a whetted knife. Means where the wind is so, it's like a knife. Whetted means so sharp. Sharper knife. You can see that in winters, the wind is very sharp. Means we feel that as if it is like a knife. So, here the poet is comparing the wind to a whetted knife. Here again he has used a beautiful figure of speech. So he said that the wind is like a sharpened knife. The wind is so sharp that if it is cutting the skin, he can feel that. He could feel that. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover. Yarn means a story. And now he's saying that when he'll go to the sea, and when he will be seeing all these things, and when he will be imagining all these things, when he will be experiencing all these beautiful things of nature, then what he'll say that he wants this fellow rover. Fellow rover means the people, pirate. Rover are actually pirates. The fellow travelers on the sea, fellow sailors, they would be laughing and telling the beautiful story of the poet. Merry means happy story of the poet. He just wants that his fellow rovers, his fellow sailors, his fellow pirates, they should tell a beautiful story, a happy story of the poet. This is just he wants. that all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover. Yeah, I'm just asking for a very beautiful, happy story from my fellow rovers, from my fellow sailors. And quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trick's over. And when all this is over, what I would want? I would just want a beautiful sleep, quiet sleep, and a sweet dream. And beautiful dreams, I just want to have beautiful, quiet sleep. I just long for that when the long trick's over. Long trick's over means when all these difficulties of life, when it will be over. So when all these struggles of life, here long streak over long streaks, he has referred to the struggles of life, that he just want a peaceful life, he just want a quiet life when he would be done with all the struggles of life. He's just longing for that. Given all these tricks will be over, he would just want a quiet sleep and sweet dreams. Long streak, you can say, the struggles of life. So, this was all about the poem Sea Fever. Its theme is about wanderlust, adventure, and memories, which are the basic themes of the poem. Here, the speaker is calling to the nature, and he's saying that there is an irresistible invitation from the nature, from beautiful adventure, from this life that he cannot resist. He couldn't resist. He desired to break down his present situation and wanted to return to the adventurous life of the sea. He was just wishing for that. So, this was all about the poem. If you have any doubt, if you have any query, you can write in the comment section. For question answers of this poem, you can refer to the link in the description. And for more videos, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.